Today is Wednesday, Yud Zayin Adar, Tovshin Ayin Gimel, and we are in Teres Menachem Sefer HaMamorim, Tovshin Yud Aleph, Tovshin Yud Beis, in the Mamar Usfartem Lochem Mamar Usfartem Lochem, Tovshin Yud Aleph, on page Pei. And the Rebbe is in the middle of explaining. We're up to the paragraph that begins with V'ha'inyan Bazeh. Second section of Eis Vov, chapter 6. The Rebbe is in the middle of explaining that in order to refine the Nefesh HaBamis, which we do, the animal soul, which we do, during Sfiras HaEmer, the counting of the Emer between Pesach and Shavuos, in the 49 days, 7 times 7, the total refinement of the attributes of the animal soul, morning. For that we need a level which is beyond time. 7 represents the totality of time. Shabbos, although it is the holiest day of the week, nevertheless it is still connected to time. God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. So it's the 7th of the 6 days. So in other words, it's still within the confines of time. In the spiritual sense, we're talking about not only time, but also what's called Seder Zmanim, the order of time, which means we're talking about levels that are within the realm of Seder Shtalshalos, the order of descent, the system which Hashem has installed for the purpose of creating and sustaining the world. And in order to refine that which is within the realm of the Seder Shtalshalos, the system that the Eibishter installed that Hashem installed to create and sustain the world, we need something which is beyond that. That's the idea of Mamar Usfartem Lochem, Mamar Usfartem, from the day after Shabbos. The question was, if you remember, why does the Torah use the word Mamar Usfartem, the day after Shabbos, if in fact it means the day after the first day of Pesach? Why don't you say it straightforward, the day after the first day of Pesach? Or the second day of Pesach? Why Mamar Usfartem? That's to indicate that the koyach, the power that we have to refine and to lift the days of Sfiras HaEmer, which means the Nefesh HaBamis and all the elements that are related to Seder Shtalshalos, we need a power which is greater than that. That's Mamar Usfartem, beyond even the highest level of time. And now the Rebbe spells it out even further. Why indeed we needed a power which is greater than all of that. On page Pei. Mitzrayim, the idea behind this is as follows. During the time of Yetzias Mitzrayim, when the Jews left Egypt, there was the awakening of above, the awakening from above, for the idea, for the matter of, quote, the nation ran away. What happened was when the Yidden left Egypt, the expression used is ki borach ha'am, the nation ran away. This signifies a running away from Klippa, a hasty retreat, as it were, hastily disengaging from Klippa, from the opposite of Kedusha. What does it mean, hastily disengaging? It means to say that the mode of the detachment from the Le'umazah, the opposite of Kedusha, is in a way of running, which means in an unusual way. The Rebbe is going to explain that. So the koyach, what took place at Yetzias Mitzrayim was the awakening from above. Hashem gave Am Yisrael the ability to disengage from Klippa, to disengage from the negative aspects that are opposing to Kedusha in a mode of Baruch Ha'am, of running away, in an unusual way. And also the awakening from above for the general preparation of Matan Torah. How did this take place? Through the power of that which was revealed to them. But who was revealed to the Yidden, to Am Yisrael? Melech Malchei Amlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Geolam, the king of all kings, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who redeemed them. As the expression of the author of the Haggadah, which we say during Pesach night, the text of the Haggadah, it says that when it came time to redeem the Jewish people from Egypt, Hashem came, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself came, Ani v'le malach, I and not an angel, I Hashem, and not an angel, in other words, I didn't send an angel, Ani v'le sorov, I and not a fiery angel, there's another level of angel, Ani v'le shaliach, I and not an emissary of mine, Ani who, I am the one, v'le acher, and not anybody else. Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chveidav atzmei, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself came to redeem the Jewish people. Why was it necessary? In other words, what do we see over here? That you needed the ultimate, in order to disengage from the clip of Mitzrayim, you needed the revelation of the ultimate power, Hashem himself. No giluyim, no emanations from Hashem, but rather the presence and the force of Hashem himself. Why? The key since the Jewish people at that time were sunk into the 49 portals of impurity, which means they've reached almost the lowest ebb. The very lowest ebb would have been if they would have been sunk into the 50th portal of impurity. If that would be the case, then it would be near impossible or impossible to extract them altogether. But since they've sunk to the very lowest levels, so in order to get them out of there, you need a revelation of the very highest levels. So since they sunk so low, if it would be somebody else that would have come to redeem them, which means to say, any of the Giluim, any of the lower levels of Getlachkeit, of godliness, rather than Hashem himself, then not only would this power not be able to extract the Jewish people from there, but on the contrary, etc., which I believe means to say that level would have also gotten caught up together with them and would have stayed there in that low level. Therefore, it was necessary, specifically, for Melech Malchem Lochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu B'atzmei, the King of all kings, God Himself, such a level of godliness, which has no relationship to the order of descent, to the system of creation and sustaining the world at all. And that level, which is beyond everything, had to be revealed and manifest in order to extract the Jewish people from Mitzrayim and what it represented in the spiritual sense. Shezeu Masha Kosov, and this is also the indication of what the Pasuk says. O Posach Havaya, Hashem jumped. What's the idea of jumping? Shehu'inin Hadiluk, this is a reference to the jumping, beyond the order of descent. It signifies on something unusual. You go out of the norm, you jump. And it's that level that needed to be revealed in order to extract the Jewish people from Egypt. So this is what took place when Eden left Egypt. Right? Because they were at such a very low level, in order to extract them from there, you need a mirror image, the other way around, in Kedusha, to extract them from that level. So you need the revelation of the very highest. Now let's superimpose that on Sfiras Omer, the counting of the Omer, which is what? A more staged and detailed refinement. When Yetzias Mitzrayim is the idea of disengagement, sudden disengagement, just running away. Sfiras Omer is the more focused and detailed refinement that we engage in to extract ourselves and to lift ourselves from the klipa, from the opposite of Kedusha. But again, we're still at what? At the level where we are connected to the klipa. All we did was we ran away, but we haven't dealt with it. In order to deal with that, you also need a power which is beyond the norm in order to be able to refine it. So too, when the mitzvah of the counting of the Omer was given to the Jewish people for all time. So when this mitzvah is being given to the Jewish people, and a Yid might wonder, how does he have the ability to lift himself out of Klippa, to refine himself? So he's told, that the giving of the strength, the empowerment that a Jew is given to be able to accomplish the concept of Usfartem Lochem, to be able to accomplish this idea of counting onto you, which means Shekol HaMemtes Yom, that all the 49 days, which means all the 49 levels of the 7 middays, the 7 emotional faculties of the animal soul, should be what? Yiyus Furim Mevurorim Umezuchachim, should be counted or shining, refined, and purified. Where does a Jew get the strength to do this? Where do you have the strength to be able to transform these 49 days, the 49 attributes, the 49 emotional faculties of the animal soul? From a level which is known as the day after Shabbos, meaning to say, a level which is beyond Shabbos. From a level which is totally beyond the normal order of descent. It's even greater than the highest levels of the usual levels of holiness also. Even beyond Shabbos, which is holy on its own. Which means to say that Shabbos, as mentioned before, is the ultimate level of holiness, but within the confines of Seder Shtalshalos. It's the 7th day. Mimocharas Shabbos represents a level which is completely beyond that. When we draw down from this level of beyond Shabbos, from the levels of Kedusha which are beyond Seder Shtalshalos, beyond the usual, and we accomplish this serving Hashem in the mode of Usfartem Lochem, refining the emotional faculty to the animal soul. Then we ultimately reach the level of the king brings me to his rooms, which is a pasuk that I believe was quoted in the beginning of the Maimer. Right? Moshcheni from Shir Hashirim, draw me. Acharecha narutza, we will run after you. On page Ein Dalet at the bottom. Heviani Melech Hadarav, the king brings me to his rooms. What does that mean? When does he bring me to the rooms? It means that Hashem allows, so to speak, the neshama to be in his presence together with him in the very inner chambers of the royal rooms of the palace. The Koyal Matan Torah. This is a reference to the giving of the Torah. What happened at the giving of the Torah? As the Gemara says in Masechta Shabbos, that Anochi, the word Anochi, the first word of Megillas Esther, the first word of the still under the influence of Purim. Still, that the first word of the Aseret Sedibus of the Ten Commandments is Anochi, and Anochi stands for 4 words: Ano, Nafshi, Ksavis, Yehovis. I myself. The simple meaning is that I myself have written this and I've given it away to you. Chassidus teaches, as the Rebbe says over here, Ano Nafshi Ksavis Yehovis, that I have given away my essence I have written in my essence into the Ten Commandments, into the Torah, and I've given away my essence to you through the Torah. It was given away to us. Atzmus umehus, Ano Nafshi. Hashem's very essence, Esav Baruch Hu, was given away to Am Yisrael in the Torah, and that took place on Shavuos. How? Through the fact that we had the preparation of the 49 days, which is the idea of refining the 7 middas of the animal soul through linking in to this power which is beyond Seder Shtalshalos Mimochras HaShabbos. Now, how does that fit in with Lag BaOmer? Chapter 7. But as a preparation to this, in the meantime, in between Pesach and Shavuos, we have the idea of Lag BaOmer, the 33rd of the Omer. What happened on the 33rd of the Omer? It's the Yortzeit of Rab Shimon Bar Yochai, which represents She'oz Hu Gili Pnimis HaTorah on Lag BaOmer, was the revelation of the inner dimension of the Torah. So the Rebbe explains beautifully like this. V'hainu. On top of page Aleph. Although, what's the order of learning Torah? First, we learn the revealed part of the Torah, right? And then only then do we learn the inner dimension of the Torah, right? So it would seem that chronologically, Lag BaOmer is not in the right time because it comes before Matan Torah. Before the giving of the Torah, says the Rebbe, no. Mikol Mokem. Nevertheless, despite the fact that we first learn the revealed aspect of Torah and then the inner aspect of the Torah. Nevertheless, we need to know we need to know that the power that we have, that we should be able to first learn the revealed part of the Torah, followed by the inner dimension of the Torah. That is through the fact that we first have the concept of the 33rd of the Omer. What does that represent, the 33rd of the Lag BaOmer? This is the idea of the revelation of the inner dimension of the Torah. The revelation, in other words, the inner dimension of the Torah, this gives the strength to a Yid, that his learning of the revealed part of the Torah should be as it's supposed to be. That's number one. And also gives us the ability that through the learning of the revealed part of the Torah, we should come to the learning of the inner part of the Torah. It means to say like this. When a Yid learns Nigla, when you learn the revealed aspects of the Torah, well, first of all, what's the appropriate way of learning Torah? The appropriate way of learning Torah is not just to engage in an intellectual pursuit, a Jewish intellectual pursuit. The idea is to understand that we're dealing with the will of Hashem, to feel the presence of Hashem, to make a connection between what we're learning and appreciating that this is Hashem's will. As we say every day in Birchas HaShachar, Baruch Atah Hashem, Noisei HaTorah, the one that gives the Torah. And as the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, that every hour when the tzirav of Shem Havaya changes celestially, we need to stop for a moment and rethink the fact that we're learning what? And we're learning Torah, we have to rethink, we have to refocus on the idea that we're learning Hashem's Torah. When we learn the revealed part of the Torah, that's not always easy to accomplish. Why? Because we're learning about mundane things. You're learning about engaging in aspects of a physical nature. Pnimius HaTorah, when you learn the inner dimension of Torah, what's constantly in your focus is Hashem. What are we learning about in this Maimach says right now? About Hashem, about the Nefesh Elokis, about creation, etc., etc. The relationship of Hashem with the world, the relationship of what's man's purpose in life, and so on and so forth. So Pnimius HaTorah gives us the ability to learn the revealed part of Torah in the appropriate way. So although in the order of learning, generally you learn first the revealed part of the Torah, and then you delve into the deeper dimension of it, but it's the Pnimius HaTorah, it's the inner dimension that actually gives us the ability to learn the revealed part of the Torah in the appropriate way. And as the Rebbe spells it out, David HaMelech Bikesh, King David asks in chapter 119 in Psalms, I believe it is, yes, he says like this, he asks, Gal Einai Va'abita Niflois Mitoresecha, reveal my eyes, open my eyes, and I shall see, and I shall be able to see the wonders within your Torah. What does that mean? David HaMelech, who learned Torah at the ultimate level. The Av Shalom Leirak Nigla the Torah, David HaMelech, although he learned not only the revealed part of the Torah, Elegam Pnimius HaTorah, he also learned the inner dimension of the Torah. Mikal Makam Lehigia Laha'inyan Niflois Mitoresecha. He has not yet reached, despite his great way of learning Torah and all aspects of Torah, he has not yet reached the level of wonders within your Torah. Why? This idea of niflois miteresecha, wonders within your Torah, will only fully be revealed when, and the time to come when Mashiach comes. As the prophet says in Micha, like the days when you exited Egypt, I will show you, Hashem says, niflois, wonders. What are niflois? So the Zohar says niflois is a combination of two words, nun plois, wonders of 50. What does that mean, wonders of 50? We know that there are 50 portals of wisdom. Until Mashiach comes, the maximum someone can attain, if they're totally b'shleimus, is the 49 portals of wisdom. The 50th we can't attain. Usually. This is the 50th portal, that when we talk about nun plois, in other words, what's going to be revealed when Mashiach comes, the 50th portal, which will be revealed in the time to come when Mashiach comes. Right? So there's two aspects of it. First of all, we need to have Pnimius HaTorah, the power of the inner dimension of Torah, in order to learn the revealed part of the Torah properly. Number two, even in the Pnimius HaTorah itself, even in the inner aspect of Torah, inner dimension of Torah, we don't actually have the fullness of that. Even if one learns Torah at the level of David HaMelech, we don't have the fullness of Pnimius HaTorah until Mashiach comes. However, we need to have a preparation for that. We need, just like everything else needs a hachana, needs preparation, so too, in order to what? In order to merit the 50th portal of wisdom, which will be revealed when Mashiach comes, we need to have a preparation for that. Today, nevertheless, when did this process begin? The beginning of this revelation that's going to take place when Mashiach comes in the time to come. We already have this starting from Lag BaOmer, the 33rd of the Omer. Al Yedei whom, through whom? Rashi Shimon Bar Yochai, Shepasach HaZatziner, he opened up the channel. Lies Gal Einai Vabitim Fleis Miteresacho, who began to reveal the inner dimension of the Torah in a big way to everybody. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, Obefrat B'Yom Yistal Kusei, particularly on the day of his passing, Lag BaOmer, the 33rd of the Omer, which is the same letters as what? As Gal. On the 33rd of the Omer was the idea of the revelation, reveal my eyes. What does it mean? Even though Rashbi revealed the inner dimensions of the Torah his entire life, but on the day that he passed away, he revealed the greatest secrets that he hasn't ever revealed throughout his life. For although all the days of his life, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai learned and taught the secrets of the Torah, nevertheless, on the day of his passing, he revealed hidden secrets, the Legolia and Hashta, which haven't been revealed until now. This is a quote from the Zohar, which is said about what took place on the day that Shimon Bar Yochai passes away. There's a description in the Zohar, actually what happened when he was passing away and what he taught, and how he passed away and so on and so forth. So it says over there that on that day he revealed such hidden secrets that he hasn't revealed until now. But Amrei, and Reb Shimon Bar Yochai also said that there will not be another generation like his until the generation of Mashiach. What does that mean? That his generation, his Avodah, was a direct preparation for the time when Mashiach comes. What's going to be when Mashiach comes? Because when Mashiach comes, will be revealed in the fullest sense that which Reb Shimon Bar Yochai began to reveal in his time, and particularly Lag BaOmer. Bottom line, and as it is known that each and every year, again, all these ideas are reawakened. The way things were the first time they happened on that in a particular time. When that time comes every year, those things are reawakened. When we find ourselves on Lag BaOmer, and we stand on Lag BaOmer, we stand in a mode of connecting ourselves to the learning of the inner dimension of the Torah, to go along the path that the Shimon Bar Yochai has opened and begun. We stand in a mode of drawing this in to our experience of the entire year. This is a good preparation. This is the appropriate preparation and introduction to the concept of the giving of the Torah. When the king brings us to his innermost chambers in his palace, Hashem, this is also a befitting time, an opportune time, levakesh, to ask, the lifoil, in other words, to ask and to beseech Hashem and to bring about that King David's request should be fulfilled. The request of King David, Gal reveal my eyes so that I shall see wonders in your Torah, also in your Torah. Limud nigla the Torah, but limud rozen deraisa, in the learning of Hashem's Torah, both the revealed dimension of Torah and learning also the hidden dimension of Torah. So it's an opportune time that it should be manifest. There should be a revelation of these wonders, and it's also an opportune time to beseech Hashem, also to bring about the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our days. For he, Mashiach, Yelamed Pnimis HaTorah, he will teach the inner dimensions of the Torah, im kol b'nei Yisrael kulam, with all the Jewish people. And that concludes this beautiful Mamar.